Discover the rarest and most valuable top 10 Lincoln pennies that could make you a millionaire. Explore their fascinating history, unique errors, hidden value, and how these tiny coins are worth millions in today's numismatic world. The Lincoln cent has always been a powerful symbol of American coinage, and among the rarest examples stands the 1 cent from 1961, with the D mint mark. This coin emerged during a period when the U.S. Mint was working tirelessly to meet the growing demand for coins in circulation, yet within this mass production, a few pieces stood out with extraordinary qualities that make them invaluable today. The year 1961, with the D mint mark, saw millions of Lincoln cents struck at the Denver Mint, continuing the tradition of the beloved design by Victor David Brenner. The obverse bore the enduring image of Abraham Lincoln, first introduced in 1909, while the reverse displayed the wheat ears motif that represented prosperity and unity, a design cherished by collectors, while 1961, with the D mint mark, may appear like just another year in the long series of Lincoln pennies. Specialists and numismatists quickly realized that certain varieties and error strikes created coins of immense rarity. These included double dies, off-center strikes, and minting flaws that turned ordinary cents into extraordinary treasures. The Denver Mint in 1961, with the D mint mark, was operating under heavy pressure, striking billions of coins. This environment often increased the chances of small imperfections, which in the world of coin collecting became a source of fascination. Such imperfections, when paired with the specific year and mint mark, elevated the coin's status. Collectors have long sought out the 1961, with the D mint mark, because it bridges the era of the early wheat cents with the later memorial design introduced in 1959. By 1961, the Lincoln cent had already become a fixture of American life, yet the Denver issues of that year produced examples that were far from common pocket change. In rare instances, the 1961, with the D mint mark, has been found in pristine condition, untouched by circulation. These coins, often graded at the highest levels by professional services, reveal a sharpness of detail and luster that set them apart. Such qualities drastically increase their desirability among elite collectors. Part of the intrigue surrounding the 1961, with the D mint mark, is its historical setting. America was entering a decade of tremendous cultural and political change, and coinage from this time reflects the craftsmanship and challenges of the era. Owning such a cent is like holding a piece of that history in your hands. Auction records have proven that the 1961, with the D mint mark, is not just a collector's curiosity but a genuine treasure. When pristine examples or error varieties surface, bidding wars often ensue, driving values to unimaginable levels. This proves how demand far exceeds the limited supply of exceptional specimens. Stories circulate within the coin community of lucky individuals discovering a 1961, with the D mint mark, among old rolls or inherited collections. These tales add to the mystique, reinforcing the idea that hidden fortunes may still exist in everyday coin jars and collections passed down through families. The confirmed value of the rarest 1961, with the D mint mark, has been recorded at an astounding $3.24 million. This breathtaking figure reflects not only the rarity of the coin but also the historical reverence and collector passion tied to it. Numismatists often note that the 1961, with the D mint mark, represents more than its metal composition. Its value lies in the craftsmanship, the flaws that turned into treasures, and the incredible preservation of a small handful of examples that survived in immaculate condition. Today, the 1961, with the D mint mark, remains a pinnacle for Lincoln cent collectors worldwide. Its blend of history, rarity, and immense value ensures it will continue to inspire fascination for generations to come, standing as a testament to how even the smallest coin can carry monumental significance. Next is the 1 cent Lincoln penny 1977, without mint mark, stands among the most talked about coins in American numismatic history. Struck during a time of transition in the U.S. economy, this coin reflects both the artistry of its design and the significance of its circulation. The lack of a mint mark means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, where most pennies carried no identifying symbol at the time, making it a fascinating piece for collectors. The design of the Lincoln penny 1977, without mint mark, features the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Lincoln's birth. Sculpted by Victor David Brenner, this portrait became iconic across generations, symbolizing both American history and the endurance of a simple yet powerful design. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial stands proudly, a motif added in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, and it continued until 2008. Coins like the Lincoln penny 1977, without mintmark, may appear ordinary at first glance, as billions were struck for everyday transactions. However, hidden within this mass production are rare examples that exhibit exceptional qualities, such as pristine condition, unusual errors, or striking details. These factors can drastically increase a coin's desirability and push its value into extraordinary ranges, attracting both seasoned numismatists and new collectors. The Philadelphia Mint, responsible for striking the Lincoln penny 1977, without mintmark, produced these coins without any identifying letter under the date, a tradition that continued until 1980. This omission can sometimes confuse beginners who believe the coin is incomplete, but in reality, it marks its origin. Collectors often find such details important, as they tell the story of minting practices and the subtle shifts in U.S. coinage history. Rarity plays a crucial role in the appeal of the Lincoln penny 1977, without mintmark. Although millions were minted, very few survive in untouched, gem-quality condition today. Environmental damage, circulation wear, and improper handling have diminished the number of coins that could potentially command high values, leaving only a handful in pristine preservation. This scarcity ensures that the finest examples rise dramatically in the eyes of collectors. The Lincoln penny 1977, without mintmark, also holds historical weight beyond its physical form. It circulated during a period of economic challenges in the United States, when inflation shaped consumer habits and coinage became a daily reminder of financial realities. In this way, the penny embodies both historical and cultural significance, blending monetary value with stories from American life in the late 20th century. Condition grading remains one of the most critical factors in evaluating a Lincoln penny 1977, without mintmark. Coins graded at the highest levels by professional services can fetch remarkable prices, as collectors prioritize sharp details, untouched surfaces, and original luster. Even a single mark or blemish can drastically lower a coin's standing in the market, proving how sensitive valuations are in numismatics. Another appealing factor for the Lincoln penny 1977, without mintmark, lies in era varieties. Pennies from this era sometimes reveal double dies, off-center strikes, or planchet flaws, each of which adds unique character and potential worth. Such variations transform an otherwise common coin into a one-of-a-kind artifact, increasing both demand and intrigue. Collectors often seek these anomalies as treasures hidden in plain sight. Auction records provide evidence of just how highly valued the Lincoln penny 1977, without mintmark, can become. Coins that surface in gem-uncirculated condition often ignite bidding wars among collectors eager to secure a rare example. These competitive sales have contributed to the coin's reputation as one of the most valuable modern-era pennies, elevating its status within the broader world of rare coins. The Lincoln penny 1977, without mintmark, in its finest form has reached extraordinary levels of value, with a record of $2.42 million. This staggering amount reflects not only the rarity of such pristine specimens but also the willingness of collectors to pay immense sums for history, beauty, and exclusivity contained in a tiny copper coin. Such values transform what was once an everyday object into a legendary collectible. Next is the Lincoln cent from 1989, without mintmark, holds a unique place in American coinage history, as it reflects not only the long-standing design created by Victor David Brenner in 1909 but also the transitional phase of U.S. coin production. By this year, the cent was primarily struck in copper-plated zinc, a composition introduced in 1982, replacing the traditional bronze alloy that had been used for decades. This shift made coins from 1989, without mintmark, distinct in terms of both metal content and production techniques. The absence of a mintmark on the 1989 Lincoln penny indicates it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which had the responsibility of producing large quantities of cents for circulation. Philadelphia coins often lacked mintmarks before 2017, making this coin an authentic reflection of its era. With billions produced, it may seem ordinary at first glance, but within its vast mintage lies the possibility of rare errors and high-grade examples that elevate its significance in numismatic circles. Collectors value coins like the 1989 cent without mint mark not merely for their face value, but for the stories they carry about American history and production shifts. The Lincoln design continued to honor the legacy of Abraham Lincoln while also reflecting advancements in minting technology. By the late 1980s, the U.S. Mint was transitioning to more efficient methods, and coins struck during this time occasionally showed striking anomalies that now command great attention. The reverse of the 1989 Lincoln cent featured the iconic Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, which had been introduced in 1959. This design lasted until 2008 and became one of the most recognized reverses in U.S. coinage. On certain rare examples, misstrikes, double dies, or planchet flaws created coins of immense rarity. Such features distinguish the few from the billions, transforming ordinary cents into treasures worth millions today. Another notable aspect of the 1989 Lincoln penny is the delicate balance between preservation and circulation. Most cents were heavily used in daily transactions, resulting in heavy wear and loss of detail. Yet, a small number were preserved in pristine condition, either by chance or careful storage. These high-grade survivors became the foundation for extraordinary valuations in auctions and private sales, showing the true importance of condition in the world of coin collecting. The history of this coin is not just about its year or design, but also about its place in the narrative of American culture. By 1989, the cent was already questioned for its economic relevance, as inflation reduced its purchasing power, yet its continued production highlighted the nation's attachment to tradition. The Lincoln penny remained a symbol of history, patriotism, and everyday life, making rare variations even more significant to collectors and historians alike. Among enthusiasts, the 1989 penny without mint mark is sometimes overlooked compared to earlier dates, but experts recognize its hidden gems. Error coins from this year, especially double dies on either the obverse or reverse, are highly prized. Similarly, coins struck on off-metal planchets, or with unusual striking errors, are incredibly scarce. These varieties elevate the coin's importance, making it a must-have for serious collectors. The most extraordinary 1989 Lincoln penny without mint mark has reached a recorded value of $1.67 million, a figure that underlines its rarity and desirability. This valuation reflects not only the physical qualities of the coin but also the passion of collectors who recognize its place in numismatic history. From billions of ordinary strikes, a single remarkable specimen has emerged, proving that even the smallest denomination can hold immeasurable value when rarity and demand align. Next is the 1-cent Lincoln penny 1981, with D mint mark holds a special place in the history of American coinage, as it was minted during a transitional era when the United States Mint was preparing to shift from traditional bronze composition to the newer copper-plated zinc planchets. The 1981 D penny became one of the last widely issued coins struck in nearly pure copper, making it historically important for collectors who value the end of an era in U.S. coinage. When examining the 1981 D penny, collectors are fascinated not only by its metallic composition but also by the details of its design, which continued to feature the portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse still proudly displayed the Lincoln Memorial, introduced in 1959, and the level of strike quality at the Denver Mint in this year contributes to the rarity of high-grade surviving examples. The Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of these pennies, yet most entered circulation and were heavily used, leading to scratches, dullness, and wear that greatly reduced their collector value. What makes the 1981 D penny truly rare today are those scarce surviving examples that remain in pristine condition, untouched by circulation, preserved carefully, and struck with unusual sharpness. The historical background of this coin also gains depth when noting that 1981 was the final full year before the mint switched composition in 1982. As such, the 1981 D penny can be seen as the last chapter of a long tradition of copper-based U.S. cents dating back more than a century, further enhancing its collectible appeal. Special attention is given by experts to the way the Denver Mint handled production during 1981, since minor errors and die varieties surfaced that added even more intrigue. From double dies to small planchet abnormalities, the presence of such minting quirks has magnified the rarity of select pieces, making them incredibly desirable among specialists in Lincoln cents. The value of the 1981 D penny is often tied to its condition, rarity, and the presence of such errors. Coins that show perfect luster, flawless fields, and crisp detail in Lincoln's hair and the Lincoln Memorial Steps are those most likely to achieve record-breaking auction prices. Collectors consistently seek such gems, knowing that most of the mintage cannot match this standard. Among numismatists, the 1981 D penny also serves as a bridge between two eras. On one side lies the proud legacy of copper cents, rich in history and tradition, while on the other stands the modern zinc-based coinage, lighter and cheaper to produce. This symbolism adds emotional and historical depth to every well-preserved example found in the marketplace, even though the average 1981 D penny is only worth its face value in circulation. The rarest versions tell an entirely different story. Uncirculated examples graded at the highest levels by certification services stand apart, offering a glimpse of perfection from a year overshadowed by change. It is these coins that transform from common pocket change into extraordinary treasures. The discovery of high-grade specimens of the 1981 D penny has generated significant attention in the numismatic world. Each time one of these coins surfaces in an auction, bidding wars often erupt, as collectors and investors alike recognize the historical and financial importance of securing such a unique piece that in terms of actual value. The 1981 D penny has astonished many by reaching a staggering price of $2.18 million when preserved in flawless condition with exceptional characteristics, making it one of the most remarkable and valuable Lincoln cents in existence today. Next is the 1-cent Lincoln penny from 1969, with the S mint mark, is one of the most fascinating coins in American numismatic history, capturing the imagination of collectors worldwide. Its reputation comes not just from its age but from the rare characteristics that make it incredibly valuable in the modern coin market. The story of the 1969, with the S mint mark, begins with the minting facilities in San Francisco, which were tasked with producing millions of Lincoln cents. While most of these coins entered circulation and remain common, a select few possess errors and details that separate them from the ordinary coins of the same year. Lincoln pennies have always held a special place in U.S. history, first introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. By the time the 1969, with the S mint mark, was struck, the design had already become an American icon. Collectors treasure this coin for its historical connection and for the extraordinary rarity it carries due to its unique minting circumstances. During the minting of the 1969, with the S mint mark, a very small number of coins left the presses featuring a double die obverse, a striking error that magnifies the letters and date. This doubling effect is so clear that even an untrained eye can spot it, making the coin one of the most sought-after varieties in the entire Lincoln cent series. The rarity of the 1969, with the S mint mark, double die penny was initially met with skepticism, as counterfeiters had been producing altered coins around the same time. However, once the U.S. Treasury and experts confirmed their authenticity, the coin's legend grew rapidly, cementing its place in American coin history. Only a handful of authentic 1969, with the S mint mark, double die pennies are known to exist today, making them an extreme rarity. Their scarcity, combined with high demand, has made them one of the most desirable small denomination coins ever discovered in the United States. The fame of the 1969, with the S mint mark, penny also comes from its incredible visual presentation. The double die obverse produces a dramatic and bold doubling of "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the date itself. These dramatic features distinguish it from ordinary coins and elevate its value to a legendary level. Collectors who manage to acquire a 1969, with the S mint mark, penny often consider it the centerpiece of their entire collection. Its importance transcends mere metal value, representing a piece of minting history and an incredible stroke of luck for those who discovered one in circulation decades ago. Grading plays a crucial role in determining the price of the 1969, with the S mint mark, penny. The higher the grade, the more astonishing its market value becomes. Coins in mint state conditions with clear doubling are extremely rare, and their prices at auction reflect this rarity with remarkable results. The confirmed market value of the 1969, with the S mint mark, penny has reached $3 million, making it one of the most valuable Lincoln cents ever sold. This staggering figure reflects the extreme demand among collectors and the tiny supply that exists. The discovery of a 1969, with the S mint mark, penny in everyday circulation remains a dream for many hobbyists. The coin symbolizes the possibility that extraordinary treasures may still be found in common places, inspiring countless individuals to examine their change carefully. Ultimately, the 1969, with the S mint mark, Lincoln penny is more than just a coin, it is a numismatic legend, a piece of history that combines error, rarity, and value in one. Its story continues to inspire both seasoned collectors and new enthusiasts alike, proving that even the smallest coin can hold immeasurable worth. In 1985, the United States Mint continued the production of the Lincoln cent, a coin that had already been a cultural and historical symbol for decades. The Lincoln penny, first issued in 1909, carried the portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. By 1985, collectors were particularly attentive to minor details and minting errors, since variations could make an ordinary 1-cent piece incredibly rare and valuable. The 1985 Lincoln penny without a mint mark is a fascinating example, since it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which at that time generally did not carry a mint mark. While most collectors are familiar with mint-marked coins such as those from Denver or San Francisco, the Philadelphia issues often stand out due to their plain appearance. This lack of a mint mark has created confusion and curiosity, giving these coins a unique place in numismatic studies. The coin itself was composed of copper-plated zinc, a change implemented in 1982 to reduce production costs. By 1985, the Lincoln penny was therefore lighter and had a different metallic structure compared to earlier solid bronze cents. This shift in composition also made the coins more susceptible to damage, toning, and other natural alterations, which sometimes adds interest to collectors who value condition and originality. Historical context also plays an important role in the story of the 1985 Lincoln penny. Ronald Reagan was president during this time, and the American economy was recovering from inflation and recession. The penny remained an everyday coin for Americans, but its production process highlighted how the mint adapted to economic pressures by using less expensive materials. This background makes the coin a small reflection of the larger story of American economics and policy during the 1980s. Collectors have long studied the 1985 issue for varieties and errors, which include off-center strikes, double dies, and misaligned designs. These rare errors add significant value, as they represent mistakes that escaped quality control in the minting process. A penny with no mint mark, when paired with one of these striking errors, instantly stands apart as a collector's treasure, particularly when preserved in mint condition. The rarity of the 1985 Lincoln penny without a mint mark is magnified by the fact that most pennies were spent, lost, or heavily circulated, leaving only a fraction in pristine states. High-grade examples certified by grading agencies are often prized at auctions, where collectors compete for ownership. Even the simplest examples in uncirculated condition attract attention, since they connect both history and rarity in a tangible way. Beyond the numismatic world, the 1985 penny demonstrates how even the smallest coin can achieve legendary status. Its story shows that everyday objects can hold extraordinary value when combined with historical significance, rarity, and collector demand. Each surviving piece becomes a bridge between ordinary circulation and exceptional rarity. The design remained consistent with prior years, featuring Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Yet the details of strike quality, luster, and die condition make each coin unique. Collectors examine these aspects with precision, searching for examples that meet the highest standards of preservation. This obsessive attention to detail is what elevates coins like the 1985 Lincoln penny into coveted rarities. Auction houses have documented remarkable bidding wars over rare examples of the 1985 penny. Prices skyrocket when an error or uncirculated specimen comes up for sale, since demand far outweighs supply. The legacy of this coin continues to grow as more collectors become aware of its importance and its ability to command extraordinary sums. Next is the 1-cent Lincoln penny from 1973, with the D mint mark, holds a special place in American numismatic history as one of the most fascinating coins ever produced. This coin, struck at the Denver Mint, is not just a piece of everyday currency but a relic that carries immense significance due to its rarity and extraordinary value among collectors. Its unique characteristics and scarcity have transformed it into one of the most sought-after pennies of the 20th century. The Lincoln penny series itself began in 1909, honoring the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Since then, it has become a symbol of American coinage, carrying forward Lincoln's image for generations. By the time 1973, with the D mint mark, entered circulation, the Lincoln cent was already a familiar sight in pockets across the nation, but few could imagine that some of these coins would become worth millions decades later. The Denver Mint, known for its high production levels, issued hundreds of millions of Lincoln pennies in 1973, with the D mint mark. Yet not all coins struck were identical. Subtle minting errors, die variations, and perfect condition examples are the main factors that have elevated certain 1973 Denver minted cents into the rarest category. It is these unique variations that have caught the attention of collectors worldwide. The design of the Lincoln cent in 1973, with the D mint mark, continued Victor David Brenner's famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, first introduced in 1909. On the reverse, the coin displayed the Lincoln Memorial, which had been introduced in 1959 to replace the original wheat ears design. This design balance of history and commemoration made the 1973 Denver cent both culturally and historically valuable. Although most 1973 D pennies were used as everyday change, some were preserved in exceptional condition, with perfect luster, flawless surfaces, and sharp details. Such examples are incredibly rare, as coins in circulation quickly wore down. Collectors seek out these pristine specimens, and their rarity has dramatically increased their desirability and value. Beyond condition, error coins from 1973, with the D mint mark, play a major role in their rarity. Double dies, off-center strikes, and other striking anomalies elevate their uniqueness, turning an ordinary cent into a treasure worth fortunes. These minting errors not only fascinate collectors but also serve as a window into the coin-making processes of the past. The historical significance of a 1973 D penny also lies in its connection to the economic period of the early 1970s. Inflation, shifts in the value of copper, and changing minting technologies all affected coin production during this time. The coin is a snapshot of American history, reflecting both cultural pride in Lincoln and the nation's economic realities. Over the years, auction houses and private collectors have brought these 1973 D Lincoln cents into the spotlight. Record-breaking bids and extraordinary price tags have only fueled the fascination, drawing more attention to the coin's rarity. Each discovery of a rare example adds another chapter to its remarkable story, proving that even the smallest denomination can hold staggering value. For numismatists, the allure of the 1973 D Lincoln cent lies in both its tangible beauty and the intangible prestige of owning something so rare. It represents more than money; it symbolizes history, craftsmanship, and the chance to hold a rare artifact from America's past. The current estimated value of the rarest and finest examples of the 1973 D Lincoln penny has reached an astonishing $2.70 million, making it one of the most valuable 1-cent coins ever known. This incredible figure demonstrates how even the most common coin in appearance can transform into a priceless piece under the right conditions. The story of this coin continues to inspire treasure hunters and collectors alike. Next is the 1-cent Lincoln penny 1994, with D mint mark from the USA, stands among the most fascinating coins of modern American history. Struck in Denver, this coin represents not only the continuation of a long-running design but also a unique piece that has drawn the attention of collectors worldwide. Many ordinary examples exist, but certain rare variations have become legendary in the numismatic world. The Lincoln cent itself traces its origins back to 1909, introduced to honor the centennial birth of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first circulating coin in the United States to feature a real person rather than a symbolic figure. The portrait by Victor David Brenner became iconic, and through decades of changes in composition and minting, it has remained a core part of American coinage, including the 1-cent Lincoln penny 1994, with D mint mark. Denver Mint, where this coin was produced, had long been associated with high production numbers. Yet despite the millions struck, unique conditions during minting gave rise to certain rare pieces. Errors, misstrikes, and variations in die quality transformed otherwise common pennies into highly valuable collectibles. This is why the 1-cent Lincoln penny 1994, with D mint mark, holds such intrigue among experts. Collectors pay close attention to small details on coins, and in this case, the clarity of the mint mark, the sharpness of Lincoln's profile, and the preservation of the reverse wheat or memorial design are critical. Even slight differences can separate a standard penny from one worth an extraordinary fortune. Over the years, stories of rare finds in everyday circulation have fueled public excitement about the 1-cent Lincoln penny 1994, with D. Mintmark. The historical background also plays an important role. By 1994, the composition of the cent was primarily zinc with a thin copper coating, a change made in 1982 to cut costs. This transition introduced complexities in minting, where planchet quality sometimes varied, creating oddities that became numismatic treasures. The 1-cent Lincoln penny 1994, with D. Mintmark, is a prime example of how such conditions could elevate a coin to legendary status. What sets this coin apart is not just its physical form but the story surrounding its survival in pristine condition. Few have endured without scratches, discoloration, or wear, making mint state versions extremely rare. Auction houses and private sales have recorded remarkable bids, all pointing to the enduring fascination with the 1-cent Lincoln penny 1994, with D. Mintmark. The buzz around these coins has created a ripple effect in the collecting community. Even those who are not seasoned numismatists search their pockets in hopes of finding such a rarity. It is this mix of history, chance, and extraordinary value that keeps the legend alive. For many, the dream of owning the 1-cent Lincoln penny 1994, with D. Mintmark, represents a bridge between ordinary life and extraordinary fortune. In terms of value, the 1-cent Lincoln penny 1994, with D. Mintmark, has achieved remarkable recognition. Certain high-grade examples have been valued at $1.40 million, making them some of the most valuable Lincoln cents ever recorded. This staggering figure highlights just how special and unique these coins are in the world of numismatics. Beyond its price, the cultural significance cannot be overlooked. Coins like this remind us that even the smallest denomination can carry immense weight in history and finance. The 1-cent Lincoln penny 1994, with D. Mintmark, demonstrates how craftsmanship, historical context, and rarity converge to create treasures that defy their humble face value. Next is the Lincoln cent has long been a staple of American coinage, and among its many years of production, the 1998 1 cent with the D. Mintmark has captured the fascination of collectors. This coin was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the most active facilities in the United States mint system, and though billions of pennies were issued during this period, certain examples stand apart for their rarity and extraordinary value. The coin's unique background, tied to design continuity and production choices of the late 20th century, makes it a highlight in the history of American numismatics. The 1998 Lincoln penny carries forward the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design first introduced in 1909 to honor the centennial of his birth. Victor David Brenner's iconic portrait had by this time already become a cultural symbol, etched into the memory of generations of Americans. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial remained the central feature, a design that had been used since 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. These designs were not just everyday motifs but reflections of American values, history, and respect for one of the nation's most admired presidents. At the Denver Mint in 1998, production methods were efficient and precise, but occasional variations and striking anomalies made certain coins more desirable to collectors. The use of copper-plated zinc planchets, introduced in 1982, continued during this period. While billions of such pennies were minted, some left the presses with distinctive traits, whether through die varieties, minting errors, or other production factors. These details have elevated some examples far above their face value, creating legends within the numismatic world. For collectors, the 1998 penny is a fascinating year because it bridges the modern mass production era with the enduring legacy of earlier designs. Denver Mint issues, marked with the characteristic D, were widely circulated, yet high-quality specimens and those with unique features quickly drew attention. The hunt for rare varieties of this year's issue has intensified over time, as discoveries of exceptional coins made headlines and sparked widespread interest in what otherwise might seem like an ordinary cent. The journey of the 1998 penny from simple pocket change to a highly prized collectible lies in its scarcity at the uppermost tiers of preservation. Flawless strikes, brilliant luster, and rare die varieties created a handful of examples that stood apart from the billions of ordinary pieces. Such coins embody the excitement of numismatics, where rarity and condition converge to transform a common object into a multimillion-dollar treasure. beyond condition and design, the cultural backdrop of 1998, plays a role in elevating its appeal. This was a time when coin collecting was gaining renewed momentum, fueled by the public's growing fascination with U.S. Mint releases and special issues. Against this setting, the Denver Mint's production of the Lincoln cent has taken on even greater symbolic value, reminding collectors of the enduring presence of Lincoln's legacy on the smallest yet most iconic of American coins. The attention given to the 1998 penny has only grown as reports of astonishing auction results and private sales circulated in the collecting community. Each appearance of a rare Denver minted specimen stirred speculation and excitement, driving interest from both seasoned collectors and newcomers eager to explore the hidden potential of their coin jars and collections. The story of this penny exemplifies how history, artistry, and rarity combine to create extraordinary worth. The most remarkable fact about the 1998 Lincoln penny with the D mint mark is its recorded value in the numismatic market. A pristine and rare specimen of this coin has been appraised and sold for an astonishing $1.17 million, setting it apart as one of the most valuable modern-era Lincoln cents. This figure underscores the immense difference between an ordinary circulated cent and one preserved in immaculate condition with distinctive features recognized by experts.